Hello everyone, I'm Ultraviolent4 and you're tuning in to part 6 of Barachi Ice Elementalist of Sif Muna. In the end of the last episode, we were sort of a little bit everywhere. We were doing dungeon. Well, no, let's step back, not the beginning of the last episode. Earlier on, we tried doing Orc, and our entrance to the Orcish mines was like this, with an Orc warlord camping it out with a bunch of warriors and priests. Very scary. As good as our defenses are on this Barachi, it's still not one where I want to be fighting this much stuff at once, if I can help it. So we got kicked out of Orc, we came back and did a bit of the dungeon, and then we met something very horrifying on D13, which was, that's 12, D13, Rupert, somewhere, no, D14. Alright, we'll get there eventually, there he is. Rupert with the Distortion Battle Axe, and we don't have any MR to speak of, so that is a death wish if we were to stay anywhere near him. So we got kicked out of the dungeon too. So now our options are, do we try to go back into Orc or do we start going for one of our runes? Well, I don't feel ready to do a rune branch just yet, so we're going to attempt Orc, which is still very scary. We're a bit stronger than the last time we were here, but yeah, still scary. But before we head in, I want to talk just a little bit about defenses. So if you think about when we found Bolt of Cold and all these other amazing spells that are in our spell list, we've got Orb of Destruction, Spellforge Servitor, and so on, was probably 2 whole episodes ago now. And for at least one episode, an entire episode, we've been training more or less just the shield. So what does that mean? What is the lesson here? The lesson is defenses are really valuable and I think they're extremely important. So this advice it's generally applicable, but I think it's more often on mage style characters that people tend to fall into the trap of making glass cannons. So I'd say a lot of you, as soon as you got Bolt of Cold, you would have gone, wait, where is it? Here. You're going, yes, I'm an Ice Elementalist, I got a Magic God, let's get that Bolt of Cold going, and we're going to bolt some enemies, it'll be fantastic. I mean, yeah, that's true. But the way that you should think about this is, if you have no problem killing enemies, so you're comfortable in fights and you're not struggling, then you don't need more offense. You're better off training defense. Because if you think about it, you could think, if you really want to win more, you might make it such that you don't win. Whereas if you're more survivable, those really bad situations that might otherwise kill you, you might just make it through. So that's why I've been training a shield. The lesson isn't, hey, every time you find a shield on your caster, train 15 shields. No, it's, if you feel comfortable killing enemies, you don't need more offense. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bolt of Cold, Orb of Destruction, these spells will be fantastic in this game. And they'll be very important later on, I expect. But in the meantime, we're still going fine. Our Ice Beasts are still destroying things. We've got Ogrebs and Poisonous Vapors. And, I mean, aside from maybe Rupert, but that's also having no MR. Aside from a couple of things like that, we're not having too much trouble. So let's get the shield going. Alright, that's it. I probably rambled on for a bit too long there. It's been 4 minutes or something. How about I play some Crawl? That's enough of talk. But yeah, please, on every character, but especially your mages, please train fighting. Please don't make glass cannons. It's fun, but you will die as soon as you mess up. Alright, that's the lesson. Okay, so, this situation. I'm still worried enough about it that I think we probably want to use some sort of consumable. So I was looking at my list before I started recording. We have 2 potions of invis. I think that's probably the most useful one here, because orcs can't see invis, except for sorcerers. Note that, that's an important exception. If you didn't have invis, maybe just a potion of agility or something like that would make you a bit more survivable. Haste if you really had to, but we've only got 1 of those. So I think if we go invis, that's probably the play. I mean, as long as we can draw the warlord up, that's not that way. As long as we can get the warlord up without us dying, we can then hop away from him and then spam him with ice beasts. He'll probably chew through them because he's a warlord with an axe, but the point is, as long as we can get him up here, we can then get away from him. We could even teleport, but we'll see how it goes. So quaff the invis, and he's not even here, but that's fine. I mean, I'll take it. If he's not here and we can manage to kill him without stare dancing him up, I'm okay with that. Why are all my enemies highlighted? That's bizarre. Not anymore. Okay, so we do our thing. We make ogrebs, we make ice beasts, and then we stand back and I guess throw poisonous vapors. Our ogrebs ran out really quickly. We don't have much poison magic. I only trained 5 and we're currently drained. Okay, that explains that. Here's an orc high priest. We're gonna start going for him. I probably shouldn't ignore the orc warrior that's all up in our grill right now. I mean, he's slowly ticking out to poison, but let's just freeze him to finish him off. We'll keep spamming ogrebs every time it runs out. We'll keep making new ice beasts every time they run out. And let's try to get the high priest. We could also throw some wand charges in to try to help out a bit. Alright, that's good. I'm gonna wait for 4 magic points before I make another ice beast, because then that's gonna allow me to make an ice beast, and then with our 0 mana points, we'll cast in ogrebs. If I had done it at 3, we would have then lost access to our magic for a few turns. So we waited 1 turn and we more quickly got another spell. Alright. Well, the warlord hasn't come. Here's now Erica. She's got a 46% chance to confuse us, which isn't great. She can go invis as well, so our ice beast can't see invis. Man, this is a lot of enemies. You know what? Could we probably can't hex her, but what are our odds of enslaving her? 15%. We didn't get her. All right, I was like, why has she got a question mark? Why is she confused? It's because our invis is still going. Right, Erica can't see invis. That's cool, I guess. We could acid her. I could stare dance her up right now. She might not come because she can't see us. Is that true? I think she will come. She did. Okay. So we're still invis. This way we can we don't have lots of mana, and she is quite dangerous. She has a lot of damage with Venom Bolt and IMB, as well as potentially confusing you. So while we don't have much mana, let's bring her up here. We'll make an ice beast, and I guess we'll hit her with more of our wands. Actually, this is probably fine. She's acided. She's half dead. We've got an ice beast. We're still full HP. I'm just gonna fight her with our axe. Alright, there we go. The ice beast gets her. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. It looks like we're just going to get swarmed here at the orc stairs, which I don't mind as long as the warlord's not there. And as soon as I say that, the warlord's here. What are the odds? I was gonna say, what are our chances of beating him if I start enslaving warriors? Probably pretty low, and it also means I can't then use ogrebs because I'll be poisoning my allied orcs and they'll get mad. Well, I can still enslave 1, or try. It's a 46% chance to succeed. He gets mited. I'll go 1 more time and then we'll have to dance. No. Okay. I'm gonna hop. Hippity hoppity. And here's still your orcish property. Alright, so what do? The warlord might well be there. There are fewer warriors this time and no priests, so it's probably not as scary. I think we could last the stair dance without buffing up. Alright. Let's see. Can I enslave the glaive warrior? Yes. Okay. 26% confused chance on the wizard. That would be a really unfortunate confusion to have with a enchanted battle axe warlord. I don't know if I want to do this. I think we kind of have to. At some point, we're going to have to deal with the warlord, and at least we've got an enslaved glaive warrior with us. So I'm going to acid the warlord. I'm going to miss. The problem with spamming ice base at him is that he's got an axe, so he's just going to cleave them all, especially with how much damage he does. Just for curiosity's sake, what are our paralysis chances? So maybe I'm feeling lucky. It's a 15% chance. It's unlikely. So you're telling me there's a chance. It's unlikely, but if we rolled really well, we might just win this fight. Yeah, I'm feeling lucky. Okay. Well, we didn't step in, so we can have another chance. No, okay, not lucky. Never lucky. Well, at this point, as much as I would love to have the warrior help us, I think we just go up, so we're not taking extra hits from the warlord. Did he try to? Yeah, he did. He tried to swing at us, but we blocked it. As I was telling you all, the power of the shield. Alright, well, it's time to hippity hoppity out of here again. I'm gonna try Ice Base. I mean, if we do endless amounts of Ice Base and All Grabs, we will eventually kill him. Might take a while. In this case, well, okay, that was bad. I was gonna say it's probably better if he's fighting the Ice Base one at a time in the hallway. Because then he can't cleave them. I paused for a second there because I was trying to think. I was trying to find a good password to get out of here if we need to. It kind of isn't a good one. This is a one tile here, but we can't really get through that one because I can only go left, which is 2 tiles. Going diagonal hits the infinite wall. I say infinite, it's only 4 tiles, but that's infinite for us. Alright, well, I'm just gonna watch this fight happen. Wow, okay, Ice Base are insane. I mean, we are poisoning the warlord, but our Ice Base are just killing him. They actually won. That's amazing. Okay. See, why do you need Bolt of Cold when your starting book can just comfortably kill orc warlords for you? That was a rhetorical question, by the way. Don't answer me in the comments. Have glowing leather armor. I don't really care about. And this was our 1 stair down. So if we had gone for some sort of fancy play to try to avoid the warlord by reading a teleport and coming down, it could have been very ugly. So this does mean if our downstair, which it isn't, if that was really ugly, we might have had to do some different plays. Let's say we'd done that. We'd come down here. There was not one orc warlord. There were 8 of them standing here. So we said, okay, we can't do this downstairs. We've got to come back up. What we could do then is we could magic mapping to try to find the rest of the orc 1 floor and then dig around. But it actually looks to me like pretty obviously that just above us here is the top edge of the map. Look at this line. It's relatively straight, whereas the rest of it is all chunky. So if I were digging, I'd be digging diagonal left and diagonal right. You could just dig randomly to try to find the rest of the level. And you watch, mark my words, when we do the rest of the upstairs to explore, that's where the floor will be. Alright, back to the stairs. Sorcerer, very scary. Let's just get out of here. So we might have to end up digging. The problem is that it's a sorcerer and an orc knight. If it were just one of those at a time, I think I'd be okay with it. But if we get paralyzed for 7 turns with an orc knight, I think we just die. The upside is the sorcerer hasn't seen us yet, so I'm willing to go one more time. Yeah, okay, so we got the Orc Knight on his own. Success. Hop back towards the stairs. Spam him with Ice Beast. This guy doesn't have cleaving, so let's do Ozakuba's armor too. But without cleaving, he'll get destroyed pretty handily by Ice Beast. Just throwing in some freezes. Alright, that worked well. Yeah, so now we're much less afraid of the sorcerer. Let's get our full team up first. There he is. I'm gonna head back. Okay, good. He's fighting them. I was gonna start heading back and then I was going to yell so that when the sorcerer came, our Ice Beast would already be blocking the paralysis. He's paralyzing my Ice Beast. That's not fair. Although he paralyzed it in the way. Is that how you thought that was going to go? It's a ruined robe. I mean, I could be testing these magical robes and leather armors looking for a magic resistance, but it's not too big a deal. As long as we're being careful like this against the Orc Sorcerers and making sure we have summons out, it's not too bad. And Ogrebs just destroys in the Orcish mines. All these guys are susceptible to poison. Most of them aren't too tanky, so they just die to it. There's our Elven Hall's entrance over there. And we're gonna explore these upstairs. I prefer to do all of the upstairs areas before I try to do the Orc 2 ending vault. Did we just pick up something? No. That's a Cyclops. Reflection, you're so funny. Alright, so yeah, down and right from where we were. So the other one you would expect would be in the middle here, because if it's not and it's over here somewhere, digging diagonally down and right from where we started, you'd have to do 1, 2, something like 4 digging charges in this direction to find this bit. We got slowed, and then he blinked in. That was one brave wizard. He saw the slow and he thought, I'm going in. This guy's got another Trident of Venom, so if we ever wanted to replace the one that I left in the BaIE, we could now. That guy, I'm pretty sure he saw us and then just decided he didn't want any of it, so he was the opposite of the wizard. That's the wrong button. I mean, look at this. Who needs Bolt of Cold? We're just comfortably killing everything here in Orcish mines. Huh? Just miscast Ogrebs 3 times in a row? At 16%. That doesn't happen every day. And before I forget, at some point we probably should train some invocations so that we can have channel energy be a thing. Not in a huge hurry. I think getting our shield to 15 is more important, but we'll do that eventually. Just in case you think I've forgotten about that completely. I haven't. It's just I don't consider channel magic to be a huge priority. Because your piety with Sif is so slow that you don't really get a chance to spam it anyway. And I mean, you already kind of have infinite magic points with divine energy anyway. I mean, kind of. That's a netting. It's alright. If he makes it to us, we'll hop away. Let's hop around our ice base, so now he has to fight through them to get back at us. And we'll just do vapors. Nice. It'd probably be the stone giant that would be the scarier one, but again we have both deflect missiles and a shield, so maybe not too bad. This wizard went invis. Ogrebs would still get him, but it was just annoying because the game was saying, are you sure you want to cast Ogrebs? You can't see any enemies. And I was thinking, yes, because I know he's there. We just got alarm trapped. Alright. And there's... Okay, so... This was really far away from this floor. I'm going to say if I started digging randomly without magic mapping, I probably would have given up trying to find this bit. Because I would have dug this way a couple of times, being like, okay, it's not that way. I'll dig down left. Dig that way a few times. No, it's not there. Okay, I don't understand. But we'll wait for our alarm trap to wear off and then we'll go do Orc 2. Plan is going to be the same that it's been so far. We'll just make ice base. We'll use Ogrebs. The only thing is, I'll try not to draw the whole end vault out all at once. So I'm going to be... As soon as I find enemies, I'm going to start backing up rather than charging in. Alright, I see a stone wall. It's telling us our end vault's in there. It looks like it's going to be the one that's going to sort of wrap around, and then they're all going to be in here. Let's preemptively pull out some ice base. We have digging, by the way, so I could always... I don't want to because I'm happy fighting in the open here. But one option is always to dig a kill hole into the wall here. Say you were some sort of melee fighter. If you had a kill hole, you could fight all these orcs one at a time. But we're a pseudo summoner, so we like being in the open anyway. Alright, go ice base. Don't let me get paralyzed. Good. I was surprised we didn't get any corpses out of them, but we did. Preemptively make ice base again, just to get ready. And we see some enemies, so we're immediately going to start walking away. That guy's got a crossbow, which would be very scary for your standard mage, but again, shield deflecting missiles guy. We're not too bothered by projectiles. And we have reflection, so it's doubly funny. Alright, whoa, okay, well the High Priest got owned, but he made a 6 Furhy. I was going to say, that probably means a High Priest. As soon as I saw the Soul Eater, it could be either of those, a High Priest or a Sorcerer. I don't know why I assumed Sorcerer. But this is kind of scary. The Sorcerer can paralyze us, and both it and the High Priest can summon more demons. So I'm going to hop back, and then we're going to spam more stuff. And I guess we're going to Ogrebs as we slowly walk away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away to find a better place. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, what is this? The Orc Knight has an enchanted broadaxe. It's not too scary. But there's a good chance we're just going to go back up these upstairs. We're kind of running out of magic points. We've got a High Priest and an Orc Knight. We'll see. If I could enslave the Orc Knight, 28% chance. Would be a waste of time anyway because we've got Ogreb's Toxic Radiance out. I'm just checking how many ice blasts we have to maybe finish off the high priest before I go back up. But maybe another vape will do it? It will. Alright, now we'll go up. We'll reset the fight just to fight the Orc Knight. I'll dance him up, we'll hop back. And you should know this play. it's one we've made before. Spam Ice Beast, do Ogrebs. Don't knock it till you tried it. It's pretty good. Alright, we've got another sorcerer. He just gets owned by Ice Beast. It's so great. What a spell. I put one tick of poison on him with Ograbs and then started backing up. It would have been much more mana efficient to do a poisonous vapors instead, but I did what I did. And I think we're done here. Yeah, fairly simple, fairly straightforward. We got a gadget shop, a bunch of evocables here that I will never ever remember to use, a whole bunch of box of base, more enslavement, more wand of acid, 8 ice blast charges for 168 gold is a bargain. So I'm gonna mark all these things. We might buy some or all of them. We'll see what else is here. So we've got some enchant weapon, some ID. I feel like we're carrying stuff I want to ID. Is that true? No, not true. Okay. But a couple of wands we don't know. If I do /- we can see what they are or might be. Disintegration, flame, and scattershot. I don't really care about any of those, but clouds would be pretty amazing. And there are 2 wands, but they're both the same. So if I were to buy that, it'd be a gamble. I'd buy both, and I'd be hoping they're both clouds, because don't quote me on this, but I think the way it works is that unknown items are cheaper. So if I bought one of these ivory wands and then I found out it was clouds and it's valuable, the price would go up. Maybe I should explore that just to see if that's true for science, but we'll see the rest of the shops first. For that reason, I don't know, we're not going to buy the Scythe of Curses, but say that was Wormbane for 2,500 gold, then it would be good that I didn't just waste it all buying random wands. And then, alright, here we've got some pretty amazing stuff. Okay, so we've got a regen MP amulet. We already went over that I don't love those very much, but it's also got our poison for a 4th source and MP +9, which is pretty amazing. Other stuff, a blink ring and with again our poison, dex +2 stealth minus, that's not great. Evasion +4 ring would be an upgrade. Protection from firing would give us RF, while having us not need to wield the Staff of Fire. And then there's a wizardry ring. Okay, so a bunch of things there. None of those I think is great. If that amulet didn't have the corrode property on it, I'd be pretty excited about it, because having MP +9 on our amulet, as well as magic MP regen, it's not great, but if you combine that with MP +9, I'd take it. What do we got at the moment? Just +4 reflection. So yeah, it'd probably be worth. Yeah, I'm not really in a hurry to buy any of this stuff, except maybe the +4 evasion ring would be an immediate +2 evasion, so that's probably worth. That's an upgrade. So I'll drop a +2 evasion ring and we'll buy the +4. Okay, and then for science, let's test out my wand theory, or the theory of unknown items. So it's 104 gold right now. It is scattershot, and now if we have a look, it's become 312 gold, so I was correct. So if I were gambling for the clouds wand, I would have bought them both. I don't love Wanda's scattershot, although it's not bad to have because it destroys hydras at close range, and we've got the swamp in our game, so we'll hang on to that. But as for the other stuff, we probably want all the teleportation scrolls we can get. So 2 and then another one there. 3 more of those. The enchant weapon, no hurry. We have millions of those already. Yeah, enchant armor. I was just testing if there was anything for us to use it on. I think we're probably waiting for a swamp dragon scales will be the play. And then the other stuff, yeah, not really in a hurry. I mean, you might say, okay, you can get wizardry, and that would help you. It would help us more quickly get to, say, Bolt of Cold, etc. But we're not in a hurry, so we'll wait. We might be back. I think the box of beasts we should just buy. Yeah, I'll just buy them both. And the other ones, yeah, it's worth. Let's just take all the acid. We'll take all the ice blast. We're down to 600 gold. I'll stop there so that if we do want to come back and get these rings, not that one, this shop, we can. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to want that amulet while it has a corrosion property on it. I think I don't worry about the corrosion as much as some people do. There's a subset of players who will never ever use corrosion or the slow property because they really hate it, but I don't mind if it's on something really, really good. You might be thinking, but hey, you've got an acid dragon scales around. True. And if you didn't know, having arc corrosion does help you against the corrosion property on an artifact, but it will only resist it 50% of the time. As in, if it would trigger, half the time it won't. So it's not guaranteed to work. Alright. So that's our orcish mines done. We didn't find any extra MR, so that makes me not want to go to D13 or back to D14 where Rupert is, which would mean that we're going to Swamp probably. Although I don't know, I'm kind of afraid of Swamp because I haven't seen the new whatever those things are called. What are those things? What are those things called? The punchy tree guys. I don't remember. Shambling mangroves. Yeah, those guys that now have Vile Clutch. They sound scary. And we would own in Spire's Nest because we have Ogrebs. So maybe I'll do Spider first. But I think we could probably avoid Rupert. So I'm going to go to D13. If we pick a stair that's really far away from him. D13. This one would be pretty far, but not as far as this one. But where are the downstairs? We could go towards that one. Okay, I think we can probably avoid him. And go down this downstairs, and we can try to do a bit of D15 or maybe all of it. Hey, there's a lamp of fire. You can grab that. Let's put on our Ozokubo's armor because we're basically tabbing stuff right now. Our shield's target of 10 reached. Why is my shield's target on 10 and not 15? I don't know, but we're going more int. Did I set this? No. What did I set on 10? That's confusing. Oh no, right. No, I just misread. Your training target for 12 of spellcasting reached. Shields gets to 10. Alright, I think I'm happy with it where our spellcasting is right now. 12 seems fine. We'll keep training fighting because more HP is always good. But we'll get shields to 15 and then we'll think about other stuff. Right. This right here is going to be the depths entrance vault. So we'll do that bit last. I want to get the lamp of fire. So there you go. I didn't have to buy it. Can't carry it though. What can we drop? Javelins. I have not thrown a javelin or any throwing thing, I think once. Maybe stones in the very early game. The other orcs didn't see us. Not the first time this game that we seem to be very sneaky. Even though we haven't trained any stealth. And this is like a rematch of the orcish mines. This is our second orc pack in a row, I think. And a snapping turtle that's almost certainly a shapeshifter. You don't see random snapping turtles in the dungeon. Indeed. We're trying to pick up flesh, so we need to drop something else. We'll drop the scroll of enchant armor. Oh, more stores. That's not the one I wanted. I meant to do ice base, but I guess Olgrav's wasn't too bad. What have we got? A potion of haste, which I'm tempted to insta buy because we only have one of those. Yep, cool. I don't know why I just did Olgrav's because that's a vampire. And he's not going to be affected by that. He's totally immune, right? Yeah, entirely immune to poison, so that was a complete waste of a turn. He's going to go invis. Our ice beast won't be able to fight him, so let's put on our C invis. And let's go with our irresistible damage, which is our throw icicle. Not very often used, but sometimes it's been very useful. The enemy ice beast makes me laugh because we've seen how overpowered ice beasts are. How could we ever fight an enemy one? But I guess we have more of them. It's like 3 vs 1, so we win that fight by default. With superior numbers. Doesn't matter. Ozakubos brings us up to 23 AC. When you look at our defenses right now, if you were to think this is a character that hasn't done any lair runes yet, we've got 23 AC, 25 evasion, 16 shield. That sounds pretty absurd. Oh, that's the wrong button. I'm really struggling with my macros today. Fortunately, all the spells that I have set as macros are pretty good, so it's not a disaster, but it's kind of embarrassing. Is that going to be a death altar? Yep. D15 death altar. Nothing to ID. That's hit us twice, so that's got to be one of those unseen horrors. That's the one. Oh, did I not kill him? Well, I did now. Oh, right, he probably just walked around the corner. I assumed he was dead. Alright, so this one usually, I think sometimes can have a frost or fire giant in there. If that's the case, we can either put on our protection from cold ring or wield the stuff of fire. But I think usually this always has yak tors and centaur warriors. And those guys are just going to die to reflection. While that's happening though, we can help by poisoning. That just never gets old. A wand of digging, we got 34 charges. I'm going to make the ice beast before we open this first. I'm going to sneak up to the Yaktor Captain, where with 1.7 points of stealth and 0 axes, we're going to go for the legendary hand axe stab, which is probably going to be more akin to a tickle, but let's see how much damage we do. You ready? Hold on to your hats here. We hit him. We froze him. That was a stab. I mean, we saw there, the helpless Yaktor Captain fails to defend himself, so, I mean, we did walk up and stab him with the hand axe, but it did not do much. And he does really hurt. I should put Ozakubo's armor on, and I probably should be poisoning him too, which is that spell. Alright, there we go. It's pretty funny how ineffective that stab was. We just froze out that Yaktor. And that's our D14 done. We're trying to pick up flesh, right? Because we got a, what did we get? We got an identify scroll. Alright, so we're going now into, I think swamp is probably still preferable to the spider's nest. But that means that we care less now about having negative energy resistance. So I think it might make sense to go to the +2 gloves of dex. We lose the RN+++, but we're going to have more dex because instead of +2 dex, the gloves will be +3. And we get extra AC. Does it make an evasion difference? This is 25. This is also 25. But 16 shield and 17 shield. So we get 1 extra shield and the extra AC. So for now we're going to drop the gloves of the great game. Maybe at some point in the future we'll come get those again. But we're really not in need of RN in any of the rune branches or even most parts of a 3-rune game. I'd say it's more of a luxury resistance. And I don't mean that in the sense or in the way that sometimes said RLEC is. I mean that it's actually luxury and not in every branch. It's good to have just so you don't get owned every now and then when you see a shadow dragon. Okay, swamp. First rune. Could go to spider. We have ogrebs that would be fine. But usually swamp is considered the easiest of the rune branches. So we'll try it first. If it's too difficult, we'll leave and we'll go into spider's nest instead. Oh, we immediately met by a thorn hunter. So that's a fun start. Maybe we do just leave. But no. So its most scary thing, well actually everything it does is scary. Look at its hit damage. It can hit for 23 and 27. That alone is really scary. But its Folly of Thorns really hurts, but you can block it and you can reflect it, so that's always fun. But the point I was going to make is swamp shouldn't be too bad for us because we can swim. I mean, hydras will be a lot faster than us. We're slow and they're fast in water, but I don't know. Against some monsters here we can abuse swimming in deep water. I don't know, swimming is more useful in shoals than it is in swamp, but it's still nice here. Alright, so the Thorn Hunter, see we reflected the Volley of Thorns. He's immune, or he's resistant to poison, so ogrebs won't help us much. He's susceptible to fire. Not resistant to cold at all. So I think we hit him with our throw icicles. Huh. And we got a Hydra coming up behind us. That's okay. I think look how strong ice beasts are. They're just gonna beat the Thorn Hunter? Maybe not. Let's go up actually. I'm gonna hop away from the Thorn Hunter. I'm actually less afraid of the Volley of Thorns than I am of its regular attacks. Oh, hey, we lost our deflected missiles, so now I'm a bit more afraid of it, but still not too afraid. Yep. Every time we get our minus cast effect off, I'll make another ice beast, which is now. Oh, he's doing his bramble thing. Oh, that's fine. That's not. He's completely locking us in. Is it dead? I know, did we kill it? I don't think so. We didn't feel more experience, so I think the Thorn Hunter's still alive. I think our minuscule amount of stealth once again actually worked, and so it's around somewhere. So you can go Shift X Control F to forget the floor. We're gonna find it. There he is. Because we do not want an ice base around. If we have to stair dance because a Hydra is killing us and we come back up and we meet a Thorn Hunter, bad times. There we go, that was easier. That's not the right one. Shift X Control U undoes that, and so we can come back down. No, there's nothing we can pre-do. Osakuro's armor disappears when we go downstairs. This is kind of scary. I mean, the Swamp Dragon's actually helping us here by making the poison clouds, because then the Spriggan's walking through it, which is kind of dumb. But, I mean, Spriggans aren't known for their high intelligence. Just kidding, they kind of are. Swamp Dragons can trample us off the stairs though, so I think what I would like to do is see if I can just Ice Blast these Spriggans to kill them quickly, and then we'll go back up. Okay, good. And we'll hop away. I'll just make Ice Base. We've got Spiny Frog and Swamp Dragons, so there's no point trying to Grabs or Poison Vapors. No Swamp Dragon scales. Not a huge deal, but I would like to test one out if we find one. No, we'll probably just put it on actually. If you could stop berserking the trees, that'd be great. I'm gonna rest a bit. If you could just, yeah, could you stop? It's really annoying because that tree is right next to the stair that we're attempting to stair dance on. Alright, that's better. Hop away. That's the sprint icon. There was a Reddit thread recently with someone saying, I don't know what that symbol is, which I was very offended by because I drew that symbol. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's a foot. It's a foot with movement lines coming off it, which is showing you swiftness because the foot is moving really fast. In my defense, there are really few pixels in a status icon tile, so it's really hard to show. Keep dancing. Oh boy, this is fun. Alright, he's slowed, so I don't mind just walking away. I don't like that the alligator though is right on top of us. I'm gonna throw out a wand of acid to hit them both. Alright, he's slowed now too. Yeah, the crocodiles are cold-blooded. So the cold attacks will slow them. Alright, and we'll just keep doing this until enemies stop coming. Oh, they just keep coming. Alright, this is really scary. We've got a couple of crocodiles and tyrant leeches. And they all hit really quite hard. I'm half tempted to teleport, but I don't know, maybe we can do it. We'll see. Actually, you know what? Can we enslave one of these? That would help us. It's only a 30% chance to work. I'm feeling lucky. I actually was lucky. Okay, nice. We got that crocodile. I think with the crocodile on our side, and Ice Beast will win this fight. Well, this crocodile was too clever. He ran right for us. I hit him with the freeze to slow him. And now our Ice Beast should take him down. Okay, they're not. Can I tell them all to attack? You know what I'll do? I'll cast an Orgrabs. Saying we can't see any susceptible monsters, but I actually want to get the one that is currently friendly. Really poison my alligator. Yes. So we got the jump on him. Alright. Oh yeah, and it's technically not swiftness that the alligators have. So monsters have an ability called Sprint, which is the monster version of swiftness. It's the same as swiftness, except you don't get a minus swift status on it. So When a monster goes fast with swiftness, they don't then go slow. What? He just completely forgot about us. We hopped away and he just thought, well, guess the frog's gone. But in a situation, it's still going, that we have like this, I think it's actually pretty important to not kill the Spriggan Druid. Because when they die, they might all the other enemies on screen. So if you had a bunch of alligators and hydras and stuff like we did, and we killed the Spriggan Druid first, everything would get 150% damage. Okay, welcome to Swamp. Let's see what this book is. The reward for our efforts. Conjure Flame, Freezing Cloud, Ring of Flames. Well, Freezing Cloud, very nice. Let's go to our list. Oh right, I just remembered we don't have Deflector Missiles up. So let's put Freezing Cloud on our list of spells that we might learn and probably will learn. So it's another very good spell. 38% chance at the moment, so we need some more training for that. But that'll be another very good tool for us once we finally finish training for our shields. So before I forget, I'm going to cast Deflector Missiles again. I have been reminded that I have been completely forgetting to wield our Staff of Air before I do Deflector Missiles, because that will up the power. Come on. There we go. We went near starving for the effort, but that's okay. Alright, so Deflector Missiles up, and then I'm going to leave this episode here for now. So if you join me in the next one, now that we've actually made it into Swamp, we'll try to clear some of it. And we'll see how we go. If it's too hard, we'll go to Spider, but I don't know. That was a pretty tough entrance and we made it through. So we'll see how we go. Bye for now.